In video games, few tales are as intense as those fueled by revenge. These characters, scarred by betrayal and loss, embark on ruthless quests to settle the score. Here are 11 of the darkest and most unforgettable revenge stories in the gaming world that showcase the lengths some will go to for payback. Kratos' journey in God of War is a tragic tale of betrayal, loss, and unquenchable vengeance. Once a fearsome Spartan warrior, Kratos is haunted by visions of defeat in battle. In desperation, he makes a pact with Ares, who is the god of war gaining immense power but binding himself to the god's will. Under Ares' influence, Kratos becomes a ruthless instrument of war. In a twisted bid to break Kratos' last bonds to humanity, Ares manipulates him into unknowingly killing his wife and daughter. When Kratos realizes what he has done, he's devastated and curses the gods. To remind him of his sins, the ashes of his family bond to his skin, forever marking him as the ghost of Sparta. From that moment on, Kratos is consumed by vengeance. After defeating Ares and ascending as the new god of war, he faces betrayal again. Zeus feels threatened by Kratos' strength and potential for rebellion. Driven by intense anger, Kratos goes on a fierce mission to take down the gods of Olympus, wanting to destroy all who have hurt him. One by one, he defeats gods and titans, changing the world as he seeks justice and revenge. However, his journey shows him that revenge may not bring satisfaction. When Kratos arrives in the Norse realms with his son Atreus, he struggles to leave his violent past behind and teaches his son about breaking the cycle of anger and revenge, searching for redemption in a new land. Asura's Wrath is a tale of vengeance and redemption, centered on Asura, who is a once noble demigod. He was once part of the 8 guardian generals who protected humanity from powerful enemies called the Goma. The story begins with Asura and his fellow generals fighting against the Goma. During a fierce battle, Durga, who is Asura's wife, and daughter Mithra are attacked. In the chaos, Asura is betrayed by his allies who frame him for the murder of the emperor, the leader of the gods. In his rage, Asura fights back, but is overpowered and sent far away. Asura spent 12,000 years imprisoned, filled with anger. When he finally breaks free, he finds the world in chaos. His former allies have become tyrants, and the Goma continue to threaten humanity. Asura learns that his daughter has been taken hostage, and he vows to rescue her and get revenge on those who betrayed him. He seeks to reclaim his honor and rescue his daughter, determined to punish those who betrayed him and destroy the Goma once and for all. Ultimately, Asura's journey is defined by his overwhelming rage, his quest for redemption, and his unwavering pursuit of justice, driving him to confront his past and reclaim his family's honor. Max Payne was a New York City police officer who had a happy life with his wife and daughter. However, everything changes when a group of drug addicts breaks into his home. They brutally murder his wife, Michelle, and their infant daughter, leaving him devastated and alone. This horrific event sends Max into a deep depression, and he becomes a shadow of his former self. Haunted by his past, Max decides to take matters into his own hands. He leaves the police force and becomes a vigilante, seeking revenge against those responsible for his family's death. Max dives into the dark world of crime, chasing leads and confronting dangerous criminals. His journey is filled with action, pain, and betrayal as he navigates through the criminal underworld. As he fights through waves of enemies, Max uses his skills as a former cop to outsmart and outgun his foes. He also grapples with his guilt and sorrow, which drives him further into a path of vengeance. Max's quest for revenge is not just about finding those who killed his family. It's about confronting his own demons and finding a way to cope with his tragic loss. Ellie's journey begins after a tragic event that changes her life forever. Ellie and Joel have built a close bond while surviving in a dangerous world filled with infected creatures and hostile humans, as seen in The Last of Us Part 1. One day, a group of people brutally attacks Joel and takes him right in front of Ellie. This shocking loss leaves her heartbroken and full of rage. Driven by grief, Ellie vows to find those responsible for Joel's death. She believes that if she can make them pay, it will help ease her pain. Ellie sets out on a dangerous mission, traveling through the post-apocalyptic world. She faces many challenges and fights against both infected creatures and human enemies. Along the way, she discovers that revenge comes with heavy consequences. As Ellie hunts down her enemies, she struggles with her own emotions, questioning whether the path of vengeance is worth it. Her journey shows how revenge can consume a person, leading to loss and heartbreak. In the end, Ellie learns that healing takes time and that love is more powerful than hate. Corvo Attano, who is the bodyguard of Empress Jessamine Caldwin, begins his story as a loyal protector in the city of Dunwall. One night, Corvo returns from a mission and finds that the Empress has been murdered and her daughter Emily has been kidnapped. Accused of the murder, Corvo is imprisoned and faces execution. While in prison, a mysterious figure known as the Outsider visits him and grants him supernatural powers. With these new abilities, Corvo escapes and vows to seek revenge against those who framed him and killed the Empress. Corvo learns that a group of corrupt nobles led by Lord Regent Hiram Burrows is responsible for the assassination. He stealthily moves through Dunwall, using his powers to eliminate his enemies and gather information to rescue Emily. As Corvo carries out his revenge, he faces moral choices that affect the outcome of his story. He can choose to kill ruthlessly or spare his enemies, which influences the fate of Dunwall and Emily. In the end, Corvo's quest for revenge becomes a journey of redemption as he strives to restore peace and protect the future of the empire he once served. Aiden Pearce is the main character in Watch Dogs, and his story begins with a terrible tragedy. Aiden is a skilled hacker living in Chicago. One night, he is involved in a hacking job that goes wrong. While trying to steal information, he accidentally puts his family in danger. His niece Lena is killed during a hit meant for Aiden. Devastated by her death, Aiden becomes determined to seek revenge against those responsible. He feels guilty for not being able to protect her. Using his hacking skills, Aiden begins to investigate the people involved in the crime. He learns that a powerful crime organization and corrupt officials are behind Lena's death. Aiden uses his connections and hacking abilities to expose them. He manipulates the city's surveillance system, gathering information and tracking down those who wronged him. As he takes down criminals, Aiden struggles with his own sense of morality. He wants justice for Lena, but his actions also put others in danger. Throughout his journey, Aiden must decide how far he is willing to go for revenge and whether it is worth sacrificing his own humanity. Ezio Auditore is a young man living in Italy during the Renaissance. His life changes forever when his father and two brothers are falsely accused of treason and executed by the authorities. Devastated and angry, Ezio learns that a secret group called the Templars is behind their deaths. Ezio begins to uncover the truth about his family's past and the hidden war between the assassins and the Templars. He discovers that his father is an assassin who is a member of a group that fights for freedom against the Templars who seek control and power. Ezio decides to join the assassins and honor his family's legacy. As he trains and grows stronger, Ezio tracks down those responsible for his family's murder. He confronts various Templar leaders using his skills in stealth and combat to take them down one by one. Along the way, he learns about loyalty, friendship, and the importance of fighting for justice. By the end of his journey, Ezio not only avenges his family, but also becomes a legendary assassin, continuing the fight against the Templars to protect the freedom of others. Once Alex Mercer, who is a brilliant scientist working on a secret project for a powerful corporation called Gentek, wakes up in a lab with no memory. He soon discovers that he has been transformed into a superhuman capable of extraordinary abilities, including shape-shifting and consuming others to gain their memories and powers. Alex learns that he was part of an experiment that went horribly wrong. As he explores the city of New York, he uncovers the truth that Gentek created a deadly virus that has turned people into monsters. Driven by a desire for revenge, Alex targets the corporation and the people responsible for his transformation. He battles military forces, monstrous creatures, and even his former colleagues. As Alex fights against Gentek, he seeks to destroy the virus and anyone who stands in his way. His journey becomes a quest for justice, vengeance, and ultimately to reclaim his lost humanity. In the end, Alex is a tragic hero fighting against the very forces that made him a monster. Talion is a ranger who protects the Black Gate, which is the entrance to Mordor. One night, while he is with his family, the dark forces of Sauron attack. Talion fights bravely but is overpowered and watches as his wife and son are killed right in front of him. In a moment of despair, Talion is killed, but something strange happens. Instead of dying completely, he finds himself bound to a mysterious spirit of vengeance named Celebrimbor, a powerful elf lord who was once betrayed and killed. Together, they seek revenge against Sauron and the enemies who destroyed Talion's life. Talion gains new powers, allowing him to fight against the dark forces in ways he never could before. As he journeys through Mordor, Talion hunts down the orcs responsible for his family's death. He uses stealth, combat skills, and the power of the Wraith to confront his enemies. Along the way, Talion faces many challenges and discovers more about Celebrimbor's past. Their quest for revenge becomes not just about personal loss, but also about fighting against the evil that threatens all of Middle-earth. Talion's story is one of loss, vengeance, and the struggle to find hope in darkness. Kazuma Kiryu's story begins in the gritty streets of Kamurocho in Tokyo. As a young man, he is a member of the Tojo clan, which is a powerful Yakuza organization. Kiryu is known for his strong sense of honor and loyalty. However, his life takes a dark turn when he is falsely accused of murdering a high-ranking Yakuza member. To protect his childhood friend, Kazuma takes the blame and goes to prison for 10 years. While he is locked up, the world outside changes. When he finally returns to Kamurocho, he finds his old friends in trouble and the Tojo clan in chaos. Determined to uncover the truth, Kiryu seeks revenge against those who wronged him. He fights against rival gangs, corrupt politicians, and even the police, all while trying to clear his name. Kiryu learns that the true murderer is connected to a larger conspiracy. As he battles through the criminal underworld, he stays true to his values, often helping those in need. His journey is not just about revenge, but also about finding justice and protecting those he loves, making him a complex hero in a world of violence. Wei Shen is a police officer who goes undercover in Hong Kong to stop a dangerous gang called the Sun On Yi. After the tragic deaths of his sister Mimi from a drug overdose and their mother's subsequent suicide, Wei becomes consumed with anger and a need to avenge his sister's death. His quest leads him to infiltrate the criminal underworld, where he seeks to take down those responsible for Mimi's suffering. As he gets closer to the gang, Wei earns their trust by showing his skills and bravery. He learns more about their illegal activities like drug dealing and human trafficking. Wei also faces challenges as he balances his life as a cop and his role in the gang. He struggles with the choices he must make to stay undercover. Throughout his journey, Wei meets many characters, some friends and some enemies. Each encounter pushes him closer to his goal. However, the deeper he gets into the gang, the more he questions his loyalties. In the end, Wei Shen must choose between justice as a police officer and his desire for revenge against those who have harmed his family. His story is filled with action, betrayal, and the fight for what is right. Thanks for joining us on this journey through some of gaming's most ruthless revenge stories. These characters show that vengeance can be a powerful force, shaping unforgettable tales and intense gameplay moments. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let us know in the comments who's your favorite revenge-driven character. Thank you, and see you in the next video.